A recent study on aging by Stanford Medical is getting a lot of attention. It finds that aging is happening in waves rather than just kind of a basic start and stop age. Terry Page with Medical Transformation Center stopping by to break down those findings and what it means for women. Terry, always great to see you.
Yeah, it is.
This is such an important study because it kind of puts new light on maybe what women have been feeling, right?
Validation.
A validation of, wait a minute, you know, my doctor may say, or I've heard other people say, aging starts here and it's a very straight line, and it's not. Kind of explain in basic terms what the study found and how we can apply it to feeling better.
Yeah, well, you know, now we have some research behind it, but you're right, we knew it intuitively.
Yes.
What happens is, what was found was that aging, there are certain inflection points. It's not linear. There are some accelerated spots in life. In the study, this showed up at 44, there's an inflection point, and then again at 60.
Wow.
So at 44, that's where we shift in how we metabolize fat, how we metabolize alcohol, and our bone and muscle density starts to, we have to work harder for it, right?
I feel like that's the wake-up age in those early 40s that people are like, wait a minute, what I did before is not working now.
You're right.
And then it takes 10 years or so to figure out what I should be doing because you're still in denial over why it's not working.
Yeah.
It's a wake-up time.
Well, and you know, if we can head that off at the pass, but you know, it's never too late to start, first of all, but gosh, if you're in your 30s and into your 40s and you can start to think like that, really there are some strategies. And you know, we've been recommending these to our patients for a long time, so it was just nice to get another study to show it.
Absolutely.
But you know, even things like time-restricted eating. So time-restricted
eating. Start this in your 30s?
Yeah,
okay.
It can be really helpful. And you know, 3-4 days a week, you want to have these feeding windows. Kind of sounds funny, right?
Like we're at the zoo, Terry.
I know, but you know, having, you know, a period of time, maybe where you only eat in an 8-hour window and you fast the other 16, because that actually starts to get you more metabolically flexible.
Oh, wow.
And you know, we have these cells called senescent cells that really start to accelerate those as we get older. And those are basically cells that are just hanging out doing nothing and taking up resources. So time-restricted eating can help.
Is that
to
intermittent
clean that up.
fasting? Is that what that is?
People call
fasting?
it, yeah, it's got, you know, we typically call it time-restricted eating. It's where you have no calories. You know, you have black coffee, water, herbal tea for, you know, 16 hours, 14, 16 hours, and then you have an 8 to 10 hour time where you consume calories. Yeah. And if you were going to try to lose weight during that 8 to 10 hours, you would do calorie restriction. Right, but you don't necessarily have to even to practice time-restricted eating.
Right.
You don't have to try to lose weight, but it gets your metabolism.
But there's something to that, to start that early. I think sometimes people see that and they think, oh, that's a fad. That's a diet thing I'm going to start in January. But to start that as a regular part of your routine is a good thing.
Yeah, just as a regular practice. And so you don't have to starve yourself, but when you hold that window there, your body can take out the trash, clean up those old senescent cells, get all of that stuff. You know, you again become metabolically flexible. I mean, we spend a lot of time talking about that at Medical Transformation Center because it is about cellular metabolism ultimately. As we were talking earlier, when your cells are healthy, you radiate that.
Yes.
And so that's one strategy. Exercise is another, because again, at 44, that's where you go, gosh, I used to be able to go to the gym for a week and all of a sudden you'd see some guns, and now it takes a lot longer.
And even in 30s, focus on the weight training and building muscle, even at that age, right? Not just losing weight.
Right, not just losing weight. And cardio is wonderful. You absolutely want to do it, but you also need to do weight-bearing exercises.
Who's this gentleman here? It's your husband, isn't it?
Well, you know, we came across that. Actually, it popped up in a memory the other day for me, and I sent it to my husband.
How does he look
because
younger?
That is 10 years ago.
Yeah.
And you know, as we were, you know, starting our journey, and it shows up in inflammation. Look at that inflammation, and that, you know, he's so much more, you know, healthy today than he was 10 years ago as we were starting down this journey with Medical Transformation Center is, by the way, 10 years old now. Wow. So that should be an illustration right there.
Yeah.
You know,
how we started and how it's going.
Yeah, how it started and how it's going.
At age 60, what starts to happen in the body?
So at age 60, actually, that's where we start to shift how we process carbs. And so you want to be really mindful of that, because that's a lot of times you open yourself up to predisposition for type 2 diabetes, right? You know, so you really want to be mindful again of that. So we recommend a Paleo-Mediterranean diet at Medical Transformation Center for our patients. And what that looks like is, you know, very little grain, lower carb. It's not a ketogenic diet. I mean, typically what we'll tell people is if you want to just maintain your body mass, 100 to 150 grams of carbs a day is kind of your target.
Right.
If you were going to lose weight, you want to take that to 50 to 75 grams a day, whereas like a keto diet, that takes it down to 15 grams or less. And that's can be good for some purposes, but that's not sustainable.
Right.
And, you know, we don't recommend you do that forever.
The other offerings that you have there at Medical Transformation Center that kind of feed right into this are the cooking classes, right? I feel like there's almost, I love your cooking. You'll post like samples from the cooking classes and you'll send me recipes and I'm like, yay, because it's relearning what to eat, because it's not a diet, it's how am I going to put this into my lifestyle, and learning to cook and make foods and what to buy and what not to buy is so important to where you age at wherever you are.
It really is, because again, you know, you are what you eat,
Yeah.
right? And so as we, you know, really for anybody, and what I love to do is really when you're impacting mom, dad, grandma, grandpa, you're also impacting kids,
yes,
right? Because that's where the foundation starts. And so yeah, we have cooking classes once a month. We've got one coming up this Tuesday, the 24th, at 6 at the center. And this one is desserts. So it's Paleo Mediterranean
we
desserts.
Can do that?
I've got 3. Yeah,
we can
and
do
so
that.
these are Paleo Mediterranean desserts that are, you know, in alignment with the lifestyle.
Yeah.
They're going to be fall ones.
Yeah.
And so, you know, we cook together, we talk about sourcing, we get to eat everything together. So it's a nice evening.
Thank you, Terry, so much, because I love what you've done here is that you're shifting the conversation about aging. We think of the physical appearance and how to age gracefully, and it really all begins inside. If we don't feel well, the rest really doesn't matter, right? Then we'll see the transformation on the outside. And I think more and more women and men care about that. We want to live long lives to be healthy.
Well, you want health span.
Yeah.
You want to be able to function and live life to the fullest however long you're supposed to live.
Right.
You want it to be quality,
Yeah.
right?
Thank you so much.
You're
Such important
welcome.
information. If you want to learn more, connect with Terry, maybe attend one of the cooking classes that are coming up. Just go to medicaltransformationcenter.com.